In this video, I will show you how to use pre-increment and post-increment as well as pre-decrement and post-decrement operators on a single operand. And this post-increment, pre-increment, post-decrement and pre-decrement operators are called as unary operators because those can be applied on a single operand. So first we need to select a new source file, include the required library files. First one is stw.h. So include this standard input output library header file. After that, begin the main method. After that, so I want to read a number, and on that number I'm going to apply 4 operations. What are those 4 operations? Pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement and post-decrement. So for that, what I'm doing, int n1 is equals to 20, n2 is equals to 30. Now I'm declaring 2 more results, that is 4 more results, R1, R2. One is for hold the result of pre-increment, another one is for hold the result of post-increment, pre-decrement and post-decrement. I am going to apply 4 operations on the above inputs. So what my R1 is holds, R1 holds the pre-increment. So pre-increment symbol is double plus and specify the operand name. Operand name here is N1. I want to watch what is the result of R1. So for that I want to use printf function after result of pre-increment. Result of pre-increment is an integer number, so use the format specifier as %ld and here specify the variable name. Our result is going to be stored in a variable called R1. R1 holds the result of applying pre-increment operation on the input number N1. So like this, we need to apply remaining 3 operations. So I need to copy 3 more times the same lines of code I'm going to use. So small changes I will do in this one. So instead of typing again, just I'm using this. I need to change the second result as R2, third result as R3, fourth result as R4. And second one is we need to apply plus plus operator, that is called increment operator, after the operand, that is called as post increment operator. If you apply the operator, increment operator, before the variable name, then it is called as pre-increment. If you apply the double plus after the operand name, then it is called as post increment. Similarly, R3 holds the pre-decrement and this one holds the post-decrement. Result of this is post-increment. Here result of pre-decrement. This is result of post-decrement. Post-decrement. And here it prints the result of R2. Here it prints result of R3. It prints result of R4. I need to save this program. It is a demo program about increment operators and decrement operator, that is called unary operators. So unary operators demo 1. It is my first demo program on unary operators demo. So I saved with a valid name. By seeing the name of the file, I should recollect what is the aim of this process. Such a way we have to assign. I will compile. How do we compile? We have to use this same icon. You can check my mouse pointer. When I place the mouse pointer over this icon, it is displaying that this icon is used to compile the program, and the beside icon, this is used to run the program. So and also there are some shortcut keys also displayed. F9 is the shortcut key to compile. F10 is the shortcut key for run the application. First we need to check the syntax errors in our program. So here if you check, there are no errors, number of errors are 0 and warnings also 0. So we can execute our program. Here what is our input values? 20 and 30. Please remember this one. If you see here, results are already displayed. Results of pre-increment, results of post-increment, results of pre-decrement, and results of post. But all the results are displayed in a single line. Once the first line is exceeded, then the remaining content is occupied in the next line. As I did not use new line character inside the printf function, so we need to separate the output of the first one with output of the second one, similarly output of the third one, like that. So we need to use three times new line statement in three printf statements. After the fourth one, there are no more further lines are there, so no need to give new line here. Why? Because there are no lines of information we are printing, so no need to use slash in here. Now, once I made any changes, we need to immediately save this application, recompile the program for syntax errors, and directly run the program. Now it is very clearly. So line by line, the output is displayed. What is our first input number N1? Our N1 is holds the 20. N1 holds the 20. So what is that? Result of pre-increment is 20 and result of post-increment is 21. So I will open the program once. Yeah, I will do one thing. So N1 is 20, N2 is 30. Yeah. And I will give you two more variables. N3 is equals to 40 and N4 is equals to 50. I will apply all these operators on different numbers. This is R3 is applied on N3. Sorry, R3 is applied on N3. And here this is R4. R4 applied on N4. So now I am applying pre-increment operator on a special variable called N1 and post-increment operator on another variable called N2. Pre-decrement operator I applied on another new variable that is called N3 and post-decrement operator that applied on another variable N4. So please remember the values 20, 30, 40, 50. Now just I made a small changes in my program. So I need to save it, compile it and run the program. Now you can see what is my first one. Result of pre-increment. Pre-increment means before performing the operation, we need to apply the increment operation. What is the value of N1? N1 is 20. So we need to apply the increment operation prior. So 20 becomes 21. Now coming to the result of post increment. What is the variable here? N2. What is the N1, N2 value? 30. So in case of post increment, nothing will happen. There is no change in the result. Why? Because the increment operation will be applied after that statement. So in future, if you are going to use N2, then you can see the increment operation that becomes 31. But as of now, it is post increment. That means the increment will apply after the operation, not within the operation. Whereas in the first case, before applying, before you display the result, it will apply the increment operation prior. But here it is post. That is the difference. And next one, pre-decrement. That means apply the decrement operation on prior. That is called pre. So what is our third input value? N3 is 40. 40 minus 1. Why? Because it is decremented by 1. 40 minus 1 becomes 39. Next one, post decrement. What is our post decrement value? N4 is equals to I given 50. So here no change in the input value. I given 50, even result is also why? Because the decrement operation will takes place after that variable is executed. If you want to check it whether it is really incremented after this statement, whether it is really decremented after this statement, we need to display the values of both N2 and N3, N2 and N4 after this result. Like here. Suppose after post increment, I am going to test whether it is really incremented by 1 or not. So which value? That is N2. Okay. N2 is equals to percentile D. N2 is equals to result. The same thing we are going to check it for N4 also. Wherever post increment or post decrement operations are there, we are going to test what are the latest values of N2 and N4. Now here we need to give semicolon. Don't forget to give semicolon. Each and every statement ends with semicolon. Now, once we made any changes, immediately we have to save it so that the newly updated content will be reflected in our program. Again, we need to check for syntax errors by pressing this button, and by pressing this icon, we need to check the output. If you observe here, see, after applying the post increment operation, if you test the N2 value, then only N2 becomes 31. After applying the post increment operation, initially post increment operation 50 only, but after that N4 is 49. Here also the outputs are merged together. Why? Because we didn't give slash n's, so I need to give slash n here also, because we want to separate each and every output line in a separate new line, so that readability. For the readability purpose, it is better to display each output in a separate line. Now you can observe the outputs in a separate line. First one, what are our inputs? 20, 30, 40, 50. Please remember, our input values are this: 20, 30, 40, 50. In the serial series, this I given 20, 30, 40, 50. 20 is assigned to N1, 30 is assigned to N2, and 40 is assigned to N3, and 50 is assigned to N4. And there are four operations I am going to apply. So four resultant variables I need of integer type. So R1, R2, R3, R4. Now, first I applied pre-increment operation. I print the what is the result of this pre-increment. Then I applied post increment operation on the second variable, and that result is holded by another new variable called R2, and I test the result of the post increment. And is it really incremented after this operation or not? For the checking purpose, I am printing the N2 value one more time here. Similarly, in the pre-decrement, the decrement will be happen first. So immediately I am checking the result of pre-decrement, which is stored in the resultant variable R3. Similarly, post-decrement, here the decrement operation will not take place. Whether it is really taking place after this statement or not, for the checking purpose, I included this line. So like this, we can test all the four operations on the unary operands. These are called as unary operators. Why? Because we can apply them on a single operand. So like this, we can perform increment operations and decrement operations using pre and post.